dark silence. The Jeffrey Dahmer story. The boy who would one day be known as the Milwaukee Monster was born quietly into the world, quietly enough that no one noticed a storm building within. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer's childhood seemed, at first glance, ordinary. He was a quiet boy in a small Midwestern town. Behind glassy eyes and a crooked smile, a predator was forming. He picked up a hitchhiker, Stephen Hickson, lured him home. When Stephen tried to leave, Jeffrey panicked. He grabbed a dumbbell, struck him, strangled him, and then watched. That night, the line between life and death ceased to mean anything to him. He crushed bones with a sledgehammer and scattered them like nothing had happened. But beneath that silence lived shadows. As a child, he developed a strange fascination with dead animals. But he wasn't dormant. He experimented. He fantasized. He drank more. He built his mask. The experiments always failed, and when they did, he killed. But the police believed Dahmer when he said it was a lover's spat. They returned the boy to his killer end. He was dead within the hour. The world around him saw a man lost in alcohol, but inside, he was sharpening the knife. He took photos of the corpses, posed them, and kept parts of them: skulls, hands, heart. It wasn't just murder. It was obsession, ritual, worship of his own dark desire. As usual, he offered money and drinks. But this time, something was different. Tracy noticed the odd behavior, the foul smell, the locked doors. Then he saw the knife. He was sent to prison, where he spent his days reading the Bible, painting, and quietly enduring the weight of his fame. He escaped barefoot and handcuffed hand, ran straight into two police officers. He led them to the apartment, where they made a discovery that shocked the world: photographs of dismembered but preserved human remains, and a confession waiting to be told. But for the families of his victims, it was the end of a long, dark nightmare. Once inside, he drugged them, strangled them, and then began a chilling routine: dismemberment, photography, and even acid-filled vats for dissolving flesh, a severed head in the fridge, a closet with skulls, all hidden behind the door of a place most assumed was just another rundown unit in a neglected neighborhood. He confessed everything in chilling detail: 17 murders, acts of necrophilia, cannibalism, and a complete lack of empathy. He spoke with such honesty that even the detectives couldn't decide if he was mad or just monstrously sane. Dahmer didn't just want to kill. He wanted to possess, to keep. He would collect carcasses, dissect them, and store bones like treasures. No one knew what it meant. Then no one could guess what it would become. Years passed. As a teenager, Dahmer grew increasingly isolated, using alcohol to blur the lines between his twisted urges and the real world. In 1978, just after graduating high school, Dahmer gave in to his impulse for the first time. It would be 9 years before he killed again. The blows crushed his skull. He died in the infirmary, silent at last. Then, in 1987, something snapped again. His second victim, a man he met in a hotel bar, woke up dead, strangled in a drunken haze. But instead of fear, Dahmer felt something else: control, power. That was the spark. He lured men to his home with offers of money, drinks, or photographs. The killings came more frequently now. His small Milwaukee apartment became a slaughterhouse of horrors, a freezer full of human organs. But inside, madness ruled. He began experimenting on his victims while they were still alive, drilling holes in their skulls and injecting acid or boiling water in an attempt to create submissive, zombie-like companions. Neighbors complained of the smell, the strange noises. Once a 14-year-old boy escaped his apartment bleeding and naked. The body count grew. So did Dahmer's need for control. But every predator has a final hunt. On July 22, 1991, Dahmer invited a man named Tracy Edwards to his apartment. Jeffrey told him calmly he was going to eat his heart. The court sentenced him to 16 consecutive life terms, more than 900 years. But Tracy fought back. In custody, Dahmer was eerily calm. At trial, he pled insanity. but he was ruled mentally fit to stand. But karma came swiftly. On November 28, 1994, while cleaning a bathroom with two other inmates, Jeffrey Dahmer was attacked with a metal bar. Some said justice had finally arrived. Others wondered what could have been learned if he had lived longer. Jeffrey Dahmer became a symbol not just of human cruelty but of society's failure to see the signs, to listen to the cries, to stop a monster before he fed. Even now, his story lingers in whispers. A boy who became a butcher, a man who turned death into devotion, a monster hiding in plain sight, in the silence of ordinary faces. He taught us that the darkest evil sometimes wears the calmest smile.